Translation. O Uddhava, in the lotus millennium, in the days of yore, at the beginning of the creation, I spoke unto Brahma, who is situated on the lotus that grows out of my navel, about my transcendental glories, which the great sages describe as Srimad Bhagavatam. Purport. The explanation of the Supreme Self as given to Brahma and already explained in the second canto of this great literature is further clarified here. The Lord said that the concise form of Srimad Bhagavatam, as explained to Brahma, was meant to elucidate his personality. The impersonal explanation of those four verses in the second canto is nullified herewith. Siddhartha Swami also explained in this connection that the same concise form of the Bhagavatam concerned the pastimes of Lord Krishna and was never meant for impersonal indulgence. Omagyan Timirandasya Gyanajana Salakaya Saksu Almelitam Yena Tasma Si Gurave Namaha Si Chaitanyam Anamvistam Stafitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadamaya Dadati Sa Padantika Vandiham Si Gurum Si Yutapadakam Si Gurum Vaishnava Si Rupam Sagujatam Saha Gana Ragunatam Vitam Tam Sajiv Sadveta Sarvaduta Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Dev Si Radha Krishna Pada Saha Gana Lalita Vishakam Vitanscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchanan Gurangi Radhe Vrindavanishwara Vishtabhana Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vande Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodata Godadaya Puspavantu Chita Chandu Tamam Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Udara Sri Vasadi Gaur Bhakti Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Visaya Bhutale Smata Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityananda Namaste Saraswati Deva Gauravani Pacharina Nivisesa Sunyavadi Pasatya Disatari Vanchakalpatari Vicha Kripasamagaya Vicha Patitalam Pavani Vaishnavi. So welcome everyone to this morning Bhagavatam class. I have been asked to facilitate, not as a teacher. I'm not here to teach. Which I'm just going to facilitate the hearing, and the process may involve eliciting some responses from the audience, from the listeners. So, this text basically is about Vedic oral literature. Krishna is Bhagavan is explaining to Uddhava, and there is a close knit between Krishna and Uddhava. We read also so much about Uddhava's discussions with Krishna in the Uddhava Gita, the later part of the Bhagavatam. And so people engage in discussions And those discussions could be, again, are used as a narrative in explicating or in addressing some certain situations. So the Bhagavatam is about dialogues, discussions between two persons, between Vidura. Here we have, this chapter is about Vidura and Maitreya, but Maitreya is narrating to Vidura about the discussions between Bhagavan, Lord Krishna, and Uddhava. We find in some portions of the Bhagavatam a direct discussion between Sukadeva Goswami and Parikshit. And so, this system of passing knowledge by vocalization, not just by written document and then you have to go and read from the book. And this has been the process of learning. Whether it is andragogical or pedagogical, the process of learning it involves sound vibrations, transmission of knowledge through sound. It's called oral literature. And so the Vedic knowledge also is, it was typically an oral literature because Lord Krishna transmitted this knowledge to Brahma, or Vishnu transmitted this knowledge to Brahma. It was not, it didn't pass books to Lord Brahma. He spoke it. He didn't set down the syllabus somewhere and then refer Lord Brahma to go read here, go read there. You get the stuff. He spoke it. And because intelligence was very high and people's the attention span also was very high in those days, because it's referring here in the days of yore, means millennia. So in the past ages, specifically in the Satya Yuga, people were very intelligent. They don't have all these electronic gadgets that they have to make some recording and all this. The speakers, transmits the knowledge, and the listener or the learner, he will repeat this same thing verbatim. The brains were like our modern 21st century electronic gadgets, recording systems. People were very smart. We think we are smart now, but no. We are using all of these audiovisual aids in learning. In Satya Yuga, there were no audiovisual aids. Learning was not assisted with audiovisual aids. It was an oral tradition. The speaker speaks, the learner will repeat exactly the same thing. And so, Lord Brahma is the most intelligent person in this universe. And Vishnu, or Lord Krishna, spoke this knowledge to Lord Brahma. In fact, in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna mentions about this parampara system, evam parampara praptam. Imam Raja Sayo Vidu. It involved, the learning also was just exposed to, it was Raja Rishis who were exposed to this knowledge, not poor people like me. It was passed down from high profile sages in disciplic succession. And the kings were the medium, because the kings were Raja Rishis. They were great administrators, and their greatness in administration was integrated with high devotional, high spiritual potentials. Now, if you compare that with today, it's the opposite. The people are not very good in administration. They are not kshatriyas. They are also not highly involved in spiritual culture. They are not devotional. So, and so it's a double-edged sword, but it's all bad. So this knowledge was initially passed down from the saintly kings to their followers, to their members of their constituency. And here, in this purport here, Prabhupada is emphasizing how these very texts debunks the impersonal interpretation of the Chatusloki. Prabhupada, in fact, emphasized so much in most of his purports about this impersonalism, and sometimes people wonder why does Prabhupada stress so much about impersonalism? Because the whole world is embroiled in impersonal culture. And that is just something ingrained in us. And so even the Supreme or the Absolute, people in general, even the so-called high spiritualists on this planet, if you go, I don't know the case in the UK, but in America they have all these top scholars. They're professed spiritualists. But if you go into the details of the understanding of the Absolute, is impersonalism. And that's why when Prabhupada came to the West, one of his major goals was to at least make people understand that impersonalism is not the ultimate. And even Lord Brahma and the other of his demigods, they provide a statement to the effect that the impersonal culture is not something to reckon with. They mention Yenye Ravidaksha Vimukta Manana Stavasta Bhavat Avisuddha Buddhaya. In fact, according to Lord Brahma, the whole idea of people thinking that when they merge into the impersonal Jyoti, that they are liberated, he said this is Avisuddha Buddhaya, impure intelligence. And so because a number of people tend to think, especially even in India, you'll find that many spiritualists, they are advocating impersonal culture, impersonalism. And in this same Bhagavatam gives us an insight, or provides some insight about the different stages of realizing Krishna. Yes, the impersonal stage is also there, the Brahman realization. But that is not the ultimate. In fact, that is just the first stage. But those who are bereft of Krishna consciousness, they tend to think that the all-pervasive Brahman is the Absolute. Or they strive so much. And these impersonalists, they are very, very learned. In fact, The Prabhupada warns several times in his purport that we should avoid the impersonalists, because they could confuse anybody. According to the impersonal interpretation of Sarvadharma Pareto Jamamekam Saranam Praja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Moksha Yishami Mashita. They say that the surrender here means surrender to the inborn in Krishna. Surrender to the inborn in Krishna. But Krishna is all spiritual. In other words, the impersonalists tend to see Krishna as another great personality, not as the Supreme Lord. They don't understand that Krishna is Sakshit Ananda. And so, we may find people who are interested in spiritual life or cultivating spiritual life. But when we go close, in most cases, I remember I was in India some time ago, and we were passing some place. I saw one gorgeous, really gorgeous temple. I asked the devotees, who owned this? They said some group. I said, what is their teachings? And one of the devotees mentioned how their teachings basically implies, and they don't use any scriptures. But then they tell you that, beyond Goloka, beyond Goloka is the ultimate. And they have many followers. No scriptures. The priest comes and he says everything that he has to say, and you just follow. So, we should be appreciative of our Prabhupada's legacy, because he provided us with all of the commentaries of these Vedic literatures to equip us with devotional culture and also transcendental knowledge about other traditions, about other philosophies. And so we find that the Bhagavatam, the essence of this very Bhagavatam is all about Isanukata, stories, pastimes about Lord Krishna and his devotees. So the glorification of the Lord is lacking in society, and that is one of the causes of our despondency in society. And this is also exemplified by the author of the Bhagavatam himself. Srila Vyasadeva, after writing all of the Vedic literatures, he was feeling despondent. So Narada Muni came to the rescue. And he told him, you are feeling despondent because you have not sufficiently described the glories of the Supreme Personality of God. So what does that mean to us? It simply implies that we cannot be happy if we don't engage ourselves in sufficiently glorifying the Lord. And we'll find that those who are glorifying the Lord, singing His glories, reciting His glories, hearing His glories, they have that feeling of contentment. That happiness is there. In fact, our very slogan in chanting the Hare Krishna mantra is chant and be happy. So if we are chanting and we are not happy, it means there's something missing. Is it? So this Bhagavatam in itself, reciting the Bhagavatam in itself brings about a lot of things, and one of those is cleansing of our sinful reactions. Nasta prayesu abadusu. So it is, listen to the Bhagavatam is therapeutic. It heals us from our material disease, sinful desires, sinful reactions. Can you imagine? What type of knowledge you will strive to acquire out there that will help to reduce the burden of sinful reactions? In fact, in material educational culture, the more knowledge you acquire, the more impurities you can be rest assured of getting. And so, our functional objective is to engage ourselves in hearing the pastimes of the Lord. And these pastimes of the Lord are also embodied in the Maha Mantra. Oh yeah. But we are preachers, and so we have to cultivate the knowledge of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Knowledge about creation. Lord Brahma received this knowledge. And he also instructed his own disciples. And sometimes the disciples, even the sons of Lord Brahma, sometimes they get confused. They think Lord Brahma is the Supreme Lord. Yes, but Lord Brahma is the Supreme Lord of this universe. But there are many, many other universes. And so in each and every universe, there's a Lord Brahma. Our Lord Brahma is one of the smallest, if not the smallest, because our Lord Brahma has only 4 heads. I mean, when Krishna was on the planet, Lord Brahma came to visit. And then the security guard, they say, "Who are you?" They say, "I am Lord Brahma. Just inform Krishna that I'm here." So they inform Krishna, then Krishna asks, "You ask which of the Brahmas?" And when they came to ask Lord Brahma, the response from Krishna, "Which of the Lord Brahmas?" So he was surprised. Because he was thinking he was Lord Brahma, and there couldn't be any other Lord Brahma. Then, by the magic wand of Krishna, invoked so many Lord Brahmas to come, and they came paying obeisance. It's sung with 10 heads. Our Lord Brahma has only 4 heads. Sung with hundreds of heads, thousands of heads. And Lord Brahma was struck with wonder. So, even our Lord Brahma could be bewildered. He thinks, I am the Lord Brahma. So, if we understand deeply the philosophy of the Bhagavatam, there are so many other universes. There are so many other Brahmas. But even within our own universe, Lord Brahma's children, sometimes they could be confused. But, you know what? The best of Lord Brahma's children is Narada Muni. It's not that. Narada Muni is the most beautiful. But why Narada Muni is so dear to Lord Brahma? Lord Brahma stated that in his own words. Srunu Narada Vakshami Putra Sisters Tapodana. You are the best of my sons because you embodied that wealth of devotion. You go about spreading the holy names of Lord Krishna. You go about spreading the glories of Lord Krishna. This is how Narada becomes the dearmost son of Lord Brahma. We want to be dear to Krishna. Go about distributing the glories of Lord Krishna. Then we can become very dear to Lord Krishna. This is the sum and substance of the Bhagavatam. All of the detailed epistemologies, all of the detailed historiographies and all this stuff are just to bring us to that level, to that platform where we can accept hook, line and sinker that Krishna's two Bhagavan Swayam. We are convinced about that, and we go about glorifying, spreading the glories of Lord Krishna. That will lead us to Krishna Prema Pumato Maham. Are there any comments or questions? Because of the time. Yes, any comments or questions? We're running out of time, yeah.
Hare Krishna, thank you so much for your class. And you mentioned the importance of glorifying the Lord sufficiently. What does sufficiently mean, glorifying sufficiently?
Sufficiently means that we embark on glory. For instance, for us, we have a minimum of chanting 16 rounds. Okay. But even the 16 rounds, some of us have taken initiation, we've taken a vow. I travel around and I see people. I remember one of my friends was asking me in America, he's a doctor, he was asking me to come and stay with him when I come to the area. So I said, yes, I can come and stay with you. But you make sure that your wife chants 16 rounds. Because if I come to stay with you, your wife is going to be the one to cook for me. You make sure your wife chants 16 rounds. So sometimes we can be coming to the temple and we are not able to do the minimum of 16 rounds. Yes, with time we can progress. But sufficiently here implies the minimum. The minimum glorification. Glorification of the Lord is in itself punya. Just by glorifying the Lord, we increase our pious merits. Yes, we are doing it to purify ourselves, but it's completely beyond even that. Because there are so many positive side effects that come with chanting of Lord Krishna's holy names. There are empirical studies that have also been demonstrated and, reported. How this very glorification, just look at it. The glorification of the Lord. We do that. The purpose is to attain pure love for Krishna. But see, it also brings about several other things. Just like any allopathic intervention has side effects. The glorification of the Lord also has side effects. But the side effects are good ones. For instance, the glorification of the Lord, it helps you to improve your attention span. It helps to improve your memory. It mitigates insomnia. There's so many things. There are so many studies that have been conducted on this Maha Mantra. That's just about the positive side effects. But the ultimate goal, I was giving a talk at Harvard University in Massachusetts in the US. One of the researchers who was there, she asked that, but what is the ultimate goal of this chanting? Is it just to help in mitigating mental health challenges? I said, no. The goal is to develop divine love, pure love for Krishna. So the goal of the glorifications of the Lord is to develop pure love for Krishna. But there are concomitant factors that come with that. One of them is that we're going to be happy. And we're all looking for happiness. Yes, so sufficient glorification means that unless we follow the minimum that we have taken a vow to embark on. Yeah.
But said it also improves digestion.
Huh?
The doctor said that when you start the Mahamantri, your digestion will better.
Yeah.
Then he said you shouldn't chant for that.
Yeah, we are not chanting for that. It's just that those things come, we have, those things they come as, they are concomitant factors. It's not a purpose. They come along with that. I mean, it's just like if you have a child who is interested in playing with a car tire. If you have, say, a Lamborghini, it comes with a spare tire. You don't need to go and buy a tire for your child separately. So the tire is a concomitant factor of the purchase of a Lamborghini. Yeah. Yes. Prabhu, you wanted to ask? Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you for your association. I just wanted to ask, glorifying Krishna. Krishna wants us to glorify Him. And maybe to my perspective, maybe because of my ego, it may seem like, Krishna is a bit narcissistic. Why is it, like that? So, yeah.
What?
Why is Krishna narcissistic?
Oh no, it's not narcissistic. It's just that if you love somebody, you are there for the person. You see, all of the values that we have, they are embodied in Krishna. We tend to be jealous. I was watching a video clip, and this a pet dog was scratching his master. The master was lying down with a cat. Cat was sleeping on him. So the dog was a little bit, uncomfortable with that. He wanted to be in that position. Yeah, so even a dog wants attention. Love means that there is some type of rapport. If I say, what's your name? If I say, Bishal, good morning, and I don't hear a response from you, I may not really be very motivated to say good morning next time when I see you. But ideally, whether you respond or not, I should always greet you. But we are wired to have that type of, consideration or rethought. What is going on? I greeted him. He never responded. Krishna is not like that. Okay? He loves us unmotivatedly. And just like a lover will want that their beloved is always filled with that type of energy that they expect from the beloved. So they will always give. And therefore it is important for the beloved to also think that I should serve my lover. And therefore, the glorification of the beloved, sometimes I've seen people carry picture of their girlfriends or their boyfriends with them, or their spouses. They carry a picture. That is also relevant to the relationship. And so when we love somebody, we want that person to be in touch with us. Is it correct? Yes. So Krishna, he loves us. So he's saying, I don't know what he's saying, hey, let's keep in touch. Let's keep in touch. How would you say you love somebody and there is no rapport? If even your pen pals, at some point in time, you want to talk on the phone. Or maybe you even want to meet one-to-one, face-to-face. So, love entails communication. Love entails communication. We can't say we love someone when there is no communication. And the best form of communication is sound. True sound. So can you imagine? See, if by the time if someone has a spouse, even when they're going to work, they communicate every day. Is it correct, Mataji? Is it? Yes, so Krishna loves us and he wants us to bridge that gap always. That's the whole thing. Yeah. That's no narcissism there. Any of the last? Yes.
Yes, thank you, Maharaj. You were mentioning that the side effects of devotional service, where the goal is pure love of God, but there's the side effects. Often when I chant, I seem to get focused on these side effects.
It's not bad. We should not focus on the side effects, but we should focus on the goal. The goal is to develop pure love for Krishna. But it's a process. We are in the process. Sometimes some people get, like frustrated. I have encountered cases like that. And people stop chanting because they said, I'm not having a taste. My response to that is, you go to school, do you have taste in going to school? Is there anybody here who will say they have taste in going to school, going to college? No. Going to school is suffering. But we go to school because going to school is suffering. We go to school because we think we will get good skills to get good job, good paying job, so that we don't work like jackals. Yeah. So we should focus on the goal, and while focus on the goal, the side effects may come as concomitant factors. Yeah. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Sometimes we forgot Krishna is funny.
Huh?
Sometimes we forgot Krishna is funny. Krishna consciousness is funny, and sorry for my bad English. You with your lesson remember Krishna is very funny, and Krishna consciousness is very funny and deep, because in funny there are a deep signification.
Yeah.
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 Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Actually, we could make things very simple for everybody, and the process could be juicy for everybody coming. Yeah. But, sometimes we tend to be too advanced, and when we make things so difficult for everybody else, which is not. The goal, when we get involved in any type of process or anything we want to do, we should ask ourselves, what is the goal? if the goal of our Krishna consciousness practitioner is to attain pure love for Krishna, what are the symptoms for pure love for Krishna? See, Krishna, the friends of Krishna, I know the case of Subal, that Krishna becomes too hard on the gopis, and Subal will chastise Krishna. What are you doing? These are your devotees. How can you treat them like this? Oh yeah. Chastise the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, and they go about frolicking in the forest all over the place. So it's all about susukam avyayam, inexhaustible bliss. All right. So we'd like to adjourn this meeting. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.
Holiness Bhakti Vasudeva Swami.